Jump is between that first year and their second year in the league?
I think, Kevin, it's probably the single biggest growth opportunity. One of the things that happens is the game slows down for second-year players. Very rarely do you see a guy take a step backwards. They're comfortable, they're more confident, and they know what to expect.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here's Siakam. Here's Brown. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Brown's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Celtics.
Well, you can see how dialed in Gordon Hayward can be. When he's on his game, the vision is exceptional.
Lets it go from 11. Lowry can't get it to go. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And you look at Jason Tatum able to play either forward position. Doris, do you think his future is at the 3 or at the 4?
I think he is interchangeable at either position because his scoring can be devastating. For Jason Tatum, it's really a matter of making sure he continues to gain strength, continue to be a force and factor on the defensive end, and probably enhance his footwork around the rim a little bit.
The first one falls.
And when you think about Brad Stevens, he has one thing he cites quite often. The quote is, "Toughness is being able to physically and emotionally perform your task through any condition." And boy, when you think about his teams, they have embodied that for most of his tenure.
And so Tatum nails them both. And Doris, the Celtics seem like they lost a bit of that resiliency and some of that composure last season. How do you think they get that back?
I think, Kevin, it has to begin with their leaders. Those are the players you expect to set the tone with toughness and togetherness. Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
Walker against Lowry. Walker looking for an opening. Pass to Tice. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Siakam pulls it in. The Raptors have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Good on the bucket.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
Out of Cameroon, Pascal Siakam drastically improved last year. Doris, is he the prototypical modern power forward?
He is, Kevin, and there's a few reasons why. The guy can rip and run. He can space the floor. He is switchable on the perimeter defensively. He can go inside, outside. Everything you want in terms of versatility, Pascal Siakam brings to the table.
One shot.
Free throw good, Siakam.
I think, guys, maybe what you appreciate most about Pascal Siakam is his versatility. He can score from a number of areas. He can guard multiple positions. There is a lot to like about this young man.
Here's Brown. And Walker gets it to go on the assist by Brown.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now, here's Tice. Back to Hayward. Misses the layup.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic, but boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Walker against Lowry. Back to Ibaka. Over Tice. Ibaka, no luck.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Here's the teardrop, and the layup is good. Walker's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
And this is why you get the ball into his hands. Let him establish the pace and rhythm of the game.
Shot's good by Ibaka.
Well, you love how Ibaka goes right up with the shot. Doesn't hesitate for a second off the catch.
Outside, Walker. Left side, Brown. No good on the wing three. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. They trail by 1. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, and that one, unbelievable shooting display, especially from long range. That turned out to be the difference.
Well, and I think what that was a product of was their movement off the basketball. Just tremendous work on the perimeter.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Offensive rebound. Walker fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
He is now 3 for 4 to start this game. Clearly, the confidence is already building.
One of the bigger names on the free agent market this past year, Kemba Walker.
And it didn't take long for him to land with Boston to replace Kyrie. Hornets made an attempt but offered well below Kemba's value. Now, I think Kemba's going to be a great fit in Boston.
And that one falls for Walker.
And you always know what you're going to get from Walker from the line. He's been a solid, consistent free throw shooter his entire career.
Now, here's Siakam. Here's Ibaka. And Tatum pulls it down. The Celtics with the lead. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
I caught up with Coach Nick Nurse. Tonight's game will be the first meeting this season against the Boston Celtics, and Coach is excited to see how his team plays. He told me, you always want to see how you fare against the top teams in the league, and the Celtics have no doubt they'll be near the top of the East this year. We want to make sure we're at the top as well. We'll see how that goes tonight, guys.
Thanks, David. Now the Raptors moving it up. It's blocked.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
Back to Tice. Down low. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Ibaka. Now Powell. A 17-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Jaylen Brown.
See, the athleticism of Norman Powell is a problem. This guy understands how to get defenders committed to him.
Toronto shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
2.
The free throw drops for Powell.
The Toronto Raptors 2 summers ago making bold moves. Think about it. You trade away a franchise cornerstone in DeMar DeRozan. You fire Dwayne Casey in his Coach of the Year season. But it paid off in a huge way.
Both shots good from the stripe. And the front office in Toronto, Doris, took a lot of heat for those changes you were just talking about.
Kev, their point guard Kyle Lowry wouldn't even talk to the president for much of the season. But the feeling was, from the management, in order for this team to break through, changes had to be made.
This guy is a high flyer, I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for the Raptors. And that one falls for Tatum.
And last season, the first ever NBA Finals for the Toronto Raptors.
What a tremendous run, Greg. Think about it. In the Eastern Conference Finals, they go down 0-2 before winning 4 straight to close out the Bucks. And forget about the city of Toronto. The entire country of Canada was on fire for Raptors basketball. And how do they reward them? NBA championship.
Brown outside. 6 on the shot clock. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Walker against Lowry. It's Ibaka. That time on the assist by Lowry. Ibaka's got 5 now.
Well, Serge Ibaka is a self-made stretch 4. That guy added that dimension as his career unfolded.
Outside, Walker. Right side, Tatum. Pass to Tice. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Ibaka. And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. Fades away. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Well, Serge Ibaka added this aspect to the game. Came in as a shot blocker, but worked so hard to become an offensive threat.
Walker dishes to Brown. 3-pointer. Hayward. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Van Vliet with it. A 14-point game for him in the win against New Orleans.
Well, you also have to credit the way he controlled the pace of the game and was able to create for his teammates.
So it's the Celtics now. Raptors knocking down the tray. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. It's Powell on the wing. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
When Kyle Lowry is aggressive as a playmaker, his team goes to a different level.
Over in the corner, Brown. And again, Boston with the triple.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
To the paint, here's Ibaka. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5. Two.
And that one misses.
And the Celtics last season mourning the passing of the great John Havlicek.
You know, Greg, he spent his entire career with the Celtics. He won 8 titles along the way. He was known as one of the great competitors and a class individual. His legacy undoubtedly will live on.
And he sinks the second. Doris, this game always evolving. Fascinating to see the players who drive that change with their unique talents find a way to do things differently.
Well, probably 2 guys currently that have revolutionized the way the game is played. Stephen Curry, with the incredible range he has on his three-point shooting. You've got to guard him as soon as he crosses the half-court line. And honestly, if the goal would be good from the other side of the half-court, he'd probably push it to out there. And James Harden, so prolific at drawing fouls. It might be maddening to the fans of opposing teams, but James Harden has led the NBA or been at the top of the free throw attempts list for years now.
Great examples. And here is Davis. After Jason Tatum getting his shot to go from deep. And he uses the glass on the layup. Tatum's got 10.
The solid mechanics of Jason Tatum on display. How about the balance in a difficult finish?
Davis against Edwards. Davis drives in, and the Raptors miss again. Boston's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. Smart. Davis with some nice D.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Now here's Van Vliet. Defense is right there. Here's Gasol. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Smart.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
He misses the free throw. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
and you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
And the second free throw, good. And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Mark doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis.
Edwards can't hit. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. And stolen by Williams. Outside Tatum. The pass to Edwards. The three-pointer is right on target. And the Celtics lead by 3.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Passes it to Gasol. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, think about it, guys. For years, the Raptors had been unable to translate all of that regular season success to dominance in the playoffs. But last season, they changed that narrative. Now it's, excuse me, we are the defending champion Toronto Raptors.
Two.
First free throw is good. And that focus on playoff results, Doris, something that Toronto embraced, wouldn't you say?
Oh, my goodness, no doubt. We saw it in their methodical approach to the regular season. They were selective with their rest for Kawhi Leonard. They stayed patient. They built chemistry. And it turned into results, the ultimate results in June.
Well, the book, Greg, is the same for Enes Kanter as it's always been. Great score inside, but his defense leaves you wanting.
And Kevin, at this point, he is who he is. I mean, for better or worse. Kanter is still a force off the bench to give a team some post presence in their second unit, but not sure he'll ever be a player to build around.
And Toronto has possession following the bucket by the Celtics. Gasol kicks to Van Vliet. Just 5 to shoot. The 3. Offensive rebound. Tries yet again. Here's Gasol. A beautiful reverse layup.
Boy, that big body, those long arms, so hard to keep Marc Gasol off the glass.
Edwards passes to Tatum. Now here's Kanter. Pass to Edwards. Pass to Tatum. Edwards with it. Guarded by Powell. Edwards can't hit.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing, the ability to alter shots on the perimeter, that was beautiful.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Van Vliet. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You think back to when Marc Gasol first entered the league. This was a big guy whose skills were certainly developing at the time. Now he's incredibly polished and a tremendous leader.
The Raptors have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
Two.
And he makes the first. That misses, so he splits the free throws. 18 feet out. That shot off. What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the Boston Celtics. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach Brad Stevens. He said they go way back. And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And when you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what do you think?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
They've got Marcus Smart. Enes Kanter is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Wanamaker in at the point. That's the Boston Five. Undrafted out of Wichita State, Fred VanVleet, never the most heralded player, Doris. But, you know, he says he bet on himself, and it's worked.
No doubt. VanVleet's belief in himself gets him a 2-year, $18 million contract. But I think beyond that, this man, in the moments that mattered most in the playoffs, proved that Fred VanVleet will deliver.
And it's tied up with that one. Doris, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. Now, here's Smart. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over him.
Now, here is Davis. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. Davis, the pass to Gasol. Raptors moving the ball around. Siakam with it. Kanter covering. Siakam kicks to Boucher. That's a no-go, and he's still looking for his first bucket after 2 shots. The pass to Smart. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Well, you have to respect the physicality of Marcus Smart's game, right? Just because you make contact with him doesn't mean he's not going to finish.
VanVleet passes to Boucher. Excellent D from Kanter. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for Boston. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Both these teams are beneficiaries of tremendous coaching. Both have high hopes for the season. I expect to see a chess match tonight.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for Boston. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Siakam. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In fourth, the Raptors.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Wanamaker misses.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the three.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
The wide open look for Gasol. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Tries it from the top of the key, and it's Brown missing.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
Back to Siakam. Passes to Van Vliet. Outside, Davis. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Cantor. Here's Wanamaker. Covered by Van Vliet. Got a hand on it. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Kemba Walker has checked in for Boston. The Raptors also with a sub. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Davis. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Lowry for 3, drops in the tray. Lowry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, there is absolutely no doubt that Kyle Lowry can shoot with range. He can make you pay from out there.
Brown outside. Walker against Lowry. 5 to shoot. Walker goes in, and he banks in the layup. Walker's got 9 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Well, the big expectations for the Celtics going into last season never translated to the success many thought they would have. The vast majority of experts predicted that the Celtics would be in the NBA Finals. They were unequivocally, I think, the most disappointing team in the league. They just couldn't put the pieces together.
Here's Brown, following the basket by Marc Gasol. Got a piece of it, and so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
And now a look at Kemba Walker. Some numbers on him. Last season, he played outstanding, 10th in scoring, and he also finished in the top 20 of the assist rankings, making plays for others and making his teammates better.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. Hayward can hit. And Doris, the depth of talent for the Celtics. In the end, it was their undoing.
100% right, Kevin. Too many players were unhappy about their roles. Too many guys felt like they could be doing more and could never adjust. As a group, trying to stay upbeat and connected with that amount of talent proves something the Celtics were incapable of doing. It draws more attention to the Warriors' sustained success. Their ability to make all that talent work was impressive.
Now Hayward, following the three-point attempt by Pascal Siakam. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Now here's Hayward.
I'll tell you, the skilled defensive effort right there. OG Anunoby contesting shots, exactly what you would hope for.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Knocks it loose, and stolen by Kyle Lowry.
Kick it out. And one.
That shot, no good. Walker with some nice D. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Celtics. Trailing by 2. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Lowry deciding where to go with it here.
I'm up. Screen coming. Fish.
Siakam inside. Defended by Hayward. And now running up the court. Hayward's pushing it up. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Pass to Van Vliet. He dishes it to Ibaka. Count that one. Ibaka's got 10 points.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Walker against Lowry. Pulls up on the elbow. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got it all tied up now for the Celtics.
You got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
And Brown over to help. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. He kicks it to Lowry. Here's Siakam. That one doesn't go. Boston's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Now here is Lowry. To the middle and taken away by Brown. Here's Hayward. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Pretty good quickness from the agile Gordon Hayward, effortlessly to the rim with that athleticism.
Now here's Van Vliet. 7 points in the game. Out to Ibaka. And the shot is long.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Walker. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
That is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Robert Williams, he's checked in for the Celtics. Edwards comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Toronto also making a switch. Powell's checked in. Now, here's Siakam. He's coming off a 13-point game against New Orleans.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
Now here's Powell. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Williams against Lowry. Over Williams. Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Lowry.
Boy, how about that possession being salvaged by Kyle Lowry at the last second? How does he beat the clock there?
Pass to Powell.
What's the roll?
Here's Anunoby. Back to Powell. Launches a 3. That one doesn't drop. So the Celtics will take it the other way.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And Ibaka kicks to Lowry. And the pass to Anunoby. Here is Ibaka. Over Edwards. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Well, Serge Ibaka clearly feeling it on the offensive end, and he's worked hard to expand his game.
Tice passes to Walker. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That's his first foul. Boston making some changes. Jason Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Edwards. Davis is checked in for the Raptors. And Walker kicks to Williams. Clock at 6. Baseline try. And Davis pulls it down. Toronto shooting around 41% on the night. Ibaka dishes to Davis. We've got 1:13 left in the first half. That gives them the lead. Lowry's got his third basket of the night.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Tice finds Tatum. Shot to stop the run. Toronto grabs the miss. 44 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Davis against Smart. Lowry for 3. And Tatum pulls it down.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Here's Siakam following the bucket by the Celtics. Lays it up and banks it in. Siakam's got 9.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Walker in the post. Williams for 3. The shot off that time.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Raptors lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Serge Ibaka had no problems getting going. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half, got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far.
And Toronto choosing their team name back in '94. The fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. setting the floor for the Raptors. Lowry and Powell, the guards. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. And it's Ibaka in at the center position. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for Boston. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Boston trailing. Ball's knocked loose. And now it's Lowry running. Here we go, all the way if he can.
Well, Kyle Lowry with a little larceny to set up the bucket. Go ahead.
Boston's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Walker the pass to Tatum. And here's Brown outside. Nailed from three-point land. Brown's got 8 points.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Get it going.
Walker against Lowry. Rebound, Kemba Walker. Walker's got 4 rebounds in this game. Tice finds Tatum. Powell with it. He's picked up by Walker. Down low. Here's Anunoby from 13 feet. It goes down. Anunoby's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
This is where OG Anunoby is going to grow. That offensive game will expand to the mid-range.
Here's Walker. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Lowry against Walker. Shoots from 12. And Lowry gets it to go. 13 points in the game.
You can see it. He's taking better shots, and the results are coming because of it.
Brown kicks to Tice. From deep, Walker. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Lowry for 3. He can't get it to go. And the Celtics going the other way now.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
Walker. And he converts the layup. Walker's got 24.
Yeah, a coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
To me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
The rebound by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. To the left side wing. Left side Walker. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, great extension from Ibaka. His length always a factor.
Here's Siakam. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far. For Boston, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's Tatum. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Toronto shooting it beautifully here in the third. 56% from the field. Pass to Lowry. Over Tatum. Trying to get open is Ibaka. The shot by Lowry, no good. Tatum against Lowry. Tatum dishes to Walker. And here's Tice. Pass to Walker. 6 to shoot. From deep. The shot comes out, and it's the Raptors taking it the other way.
You know, you think about the most important players in Toronto Raptors history. Vince Carter probably number 1. DeMar DeRozan would be on that list. But boy, Kyle Lowry has got to be there as well. Remarkable how far they've come since he joined the team back in 2012.
Time out.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, "A Philly player is what a basketball player is." We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole. And Kevin, that's what made him. From Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. Brown drives in, and the shot goes down. And the Raptors and Lowry both grew together, Doris, wouldn't you say?
A marriage made in heaven. Kyle Lowry has always played with a huge chip on his shoulder. He still carries that edge, but that maturity and leadership turned into a championship in Toronto. Doesn't get better than that.
And Toronto making a change here. Davis has checked in.
Shooting one.
Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
Brown with it. Now guarded by Siakam. To the inside, stolen by Smart. A nice shot by Poirier. Poirier's got the game tied up here for Boston. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Out to the right wing. Right side Gasol. Van Vliet finds Davis. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Davis has got his first points of the game.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Here's Poirier. Pass to Wanamaker. Drills the three-pointer. Wanamaker's got his first 3 points of the game. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
The pass to Gasol. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, this guy is just a load on the interior. Marc Gasol uses his size. He uses his angles to get where he wants to go.
He shot 3 of 6 from the foul line.
Yeah, 76% from the line a season ago, and most would consider that to be a success.
And that one falls for Marc Gasol.
And maybe he's starting to find his form at the line. He certainly had his share of chances.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Cantor. And Walker's subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. Both good from the line that time. Boston's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Walker the pass to Williams. No good that time. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Poked away. Now Walker, he's got 24. Smart, and he drops it in from the low post. Smart's got his second basket.
The clever floater, right? Marcus Smart putting the right amount of touch on what is really a tough shot.
Yep, it counts.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Now here's Walker, covered by Van Vliet. And it's in there. Walker's got 11 in the second half.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Inside, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Poirier passes to Brown. Here's Poirier. Shot clock at 6. Brown outside. From deep three-point range, that shot off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Passes it to Van Vliet. That's tipped. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Here's Poirier, covered by Van Vliet. Walker the pass to Poirier. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Poirier's got his second bucket of the night. Davis surveying the floor. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, the third pick back in 2016. Doris, tantalizing strength and athleticism.
Well, the absolute definition of a perfect basketball body. Excellent first step. For him, it's all about aggressiveness, bringing those tools to bear in terms of your basketball skill.
And the Celtics making a change here. Tatum's checked in. So he gets them both. And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court. And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
1:14 left here in the third quarter. Williams with the ball. Gasol covering. They push it up 4-on-3. Here's Walker. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And it's an 8-point Celtic lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Siakam. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
Get on Jason.
Tatum kicks to Smart. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. Raptors trail by 8. Here's Boucher. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Outside, Walker to the paint. Here's Williams. Gasol with the rebound. Fast break, Toronto. Here's Boucher. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Smart. The first free throw is good, and Toronto making a change here. He's perfect from the line this time. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Celtics up 4. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Walker and Smart, the guards. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Williams at the center, locking down the middle. That's the Boston 5. A shot by Lowry, no good.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
And this is what the really good defensive players do. They anticipate, and they're rarely fooled.
Pass to Boucher. Back to Davis. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Lowry against Walker. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Marc Gasol.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Two shots.
And the first one drops.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Daniel Tice is checked in for Williams. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Toronto. Norman Powell comes in for Davis. And so he hits both.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Lowry against Walker. With a floater, it'll go. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Kyle Lowry.
Kevin, put the ball in Kyle Lowry's hand in a pick and roll, and he will pull all the right strings.
It's good.
Well, you love his effort level, right? Particularly when it's winning time. He is going for the finish.
Here we go. Get it going. Go screen. Got you.
Powell against Smart. Powell inside. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Six on the shot clock. Celtics leading by 4 from about 16. Here's Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, you like to see Jason Tatum be aggressive even when the defense gets physical.
And that one falls for Tatum. And so Tatum nails them both.
What's incredible to me is the first time Jason Tatum stepped between the lines as an NBA player, he had a willingness to take on the responsibility of being a go-to scorer, even in the tough moments. I think quickness has probably never been more important in the NBA, but you cannot overlook the value of strength. Think about a guy like Kyle Lowry. He's not the biggest, he's not the most explosive, but he's got strength and he's got that bulldog mentality.
And Kyle Lowry drops them both. And Kyle Lowry, Doris, never shy about contact.
You're right, Kevin. Never shy on either end, offensively or defensively. Kyle Lowry will get into you. He is the tone setter with his physicality and his effort level.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Two.
And he knocks down the first one. And so Walker nails both of them. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Walker with some nice D. Celtics leading by 6. Tatum drives in. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Down low, here's Powell. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight. The Celtics have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Smart passes to Tice. Inside. Shots good by Walker. Walker's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Powell against Smart. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Tice. And pushing it up, here's Boston. The shot by Hayward, wide open. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Hayward's got the lead up to 9 now for the Celtics. Pass to Boucher. That's tipped. Here's Powell. Drills the baseline jumper.
Well, the more Norman Powell makes these shots, the more confidence he gains, the more of a problem he becomes.
Here's Walker. And the layup's good off the glass.
Timeout.
Walker's got 38 points.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Toronto calls timeout.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Wow, just the power and authority sends a powerful message to the defense. Go to work, Jason Tatum.
Powell with it. At the top of the key, Lowry. Count that bucket. Lowry's got 15 points in just the second half.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Raptors trail by 11. To the inside, Boucher. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
I tell you, never misses a chance to drop a dime as usual. Lowry one step ahead of everyone, setting up the bucket.
And the free throw, no good.
And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
Hayward finds Smart. Back to Hayward. From deep, Walker. Rebound by the Raptors. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Powell against Tatum. Outside Lowry. Shot clock at 6. Powell for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists in the game. Tice kicks to Walker. Back to Tice. There's the pass to Walker. A step-back shot here. Toronto grabs the miss. Anunoby's got rebound number 5 here tonight. The drive by Lowry. Here's Ibaka at basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Now a timeout called by Boston. 2 seasons at Indiana for OG Anunoby and the 23rd pick of the 2017 draft. Greg, talk about his game.
You know, NBA ready physically from day one, still working for consistency with his shooting, especially at the free throw line. But I like his potential as a two-way player.
Siakam is checked in for the Raptors. And so it's Boston with it. They've led by as many as 11 points.
And you know what? He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not an easy one there among the big boys.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Tice passes to Walker. There's the lob to the hoop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Anunoby. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Nice job by OG Anunoby to be aggressive from distance.
Walker against Lowry. They double-team Walker. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here are the Raptors now. For Boston, they've gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
And the first one at the line is good. You know, Greg, defense a given for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
And he makes both free throws.
And you know what I love, Kevin, is Marcus Smart just continues to improve. We know he's a powerful athletic guard, but he wants to keep building different aspects of his game.
Walker against Lowry. Passes it to Ibaka. Clock at 6. Takes the 13-footer and another basket for Toronto.
When Kyle Lowry is cooking, his teammates actively look for him.
Pass to Tatum. Now, here's Tice. Outside, Walker. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
Two.
And the first one drops.
You know, seeing an uptick in his trips to the free throw line, really, since we came out of the half.
The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for Toronto. It's a 1-point game. From downtown. Hands it from downtown. Lowry's got 29.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Hayward outside. Back to Walker. They double-team Walker. And Brown now atop the key. Just 5 on the clock. Tatum, that's for 2. And Davis pulls it down. Toronto's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. And Ibaka slams it in.
Well, a high percentage scorer with a great shot selection. Ibaka knows when to send it home.
Walker against Lowry. Walker's shot is off.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Powell, no one around him, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Get it going. Go screen.
Lowry against Walker. Lays it up off the glass. Walker's got 42 in the game.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Pass to Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Ibaka's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Raptors. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Walker. Good work defensively by Lowry. Toronto's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Powell, the pass to Anunoby, and he makes that one. And now an 8-point Toronto lead.
I'll tell you, it's 6'8" with elite athleticism. Good luck checking OG Anunoby on the interior.
Walker against Davis. The kick out to Walker. Beyond the arc. Kept alive. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
Walker against Lowry. Powell for 3. The rebound by the Celtics. Here's Brown. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Lowry. To the middle. Here's Davis. Drops in the layup for 2. Davis has got the lead up to 8 now for the Raptors.
Well, you love to see Norman Powell be unselfish and find an open teammate. That's pretty.
Walker's shot is off. Toronto's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Powell against Brown. Back to Lowry. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 10. 41 seconds left to play here in the fourth. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Williams, he's checked in for Tatum. Langford comes in for Gordon Hayward. Brad Wanamaker's checked in for Brown. And it's Edwards in for Kemba Walker. Here's Edwards. McCaw grabs the miss. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And the basket by Johnson.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
Now, here's Langford. Tight defense on him. Outside Gasol. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.